Hello and welcome to CS196. This lesson video is going to give you a broad overview of what CS196 will look like for the rest of the semester, as well as tell you what you need to do to get started in this course. So our goals for today, as I mentioned, is to introduce myself and the other course lead, to go over the main course goals, to give an overview of the syllabus, and to answer any questions that you may have and tell you where you can ask those questions. So, for those of you who haven't watched the info session, CS196 is a course that is by students and for students. We are here to give you knowledge that we've learned in the past through our own experiences. This is 100% student run. We have an instructor overseeing everything that we do, but we have a lot of autonomy to make sure that you get a lot out of this experience. So, as part of that, you might be wondering, who are these people who are running this course? Well, at the top, you have myself and Eustace. We are the two course leads for this course, and we are running everything at a macro level. Eustace is the electrical engineering major over on the ECE side of things, and he's worked for a variety of different companies as well as the ECE department and NCSA here at U of I, and he's interested in computer vision, accelerated hardware, and teaching. And he's also the course lead for ECE 110-120 Honors Labs, which is the equivalent to the CS196 and Honors 128 sections. And he also likes to ski in his free time. And I am Matt. I'm a CS plus Econ major, graduating in May of 2023. And I've worked in the past for the Naval Surface Warfare Center in Crane, Indiana, as well as HoloApp this last summer. And then my interests are app dev, and mostly in iOS, DevOps, and FinTech. And then I'm also the co-chair of ACM SIG Mobile, and I also have a private pilot's license. So what are we doing in this class? Well, the heart of this course is the semester project. It's what you'll be spending most of your time on during this course, and it gives you the most experience throughout this course. So project experience is very, very important nowadays, right? Learning to work in a structured team project really helps you learn how to be a good software engineer, especially when working with a project manager who is telling you what to do and how most efficiently to attack problems. And it also helps you boost your resume and give you something to talk about when you're talking to a recruiter. And it gives you some experience working on real and effective collaboration because you're working with your classmates, as well as working both remotely and in person depending on your preferences this semester. And then you'll be working on an agile team, the industry standard for team management. We'll talk about this more in a different time, but basically this allows you to work in a very quick, rapid iteration life cycle. And then finally, you'll also be learning about proper version control usage, which I cannot state the importance of enough. So how does the project work? Well, you'll be assigned a project manager from our staff who will guide you and the rest of your team from turning your idea into a real project. They'll tell you everything you need to know, from what tech stack you need to use to what projects are too ambitious or what projects aren't ambitious enough to help you build the project that you want to make. And we want to make sure that we're giving you as much freedom as possible for these projects. So your project manager is only there to guide you, right? You can still choose an ambitious project if you want. Your project manager will just tell you, hey, this might be a little bit too difficult. But we are here to guide you and make sure that this is a learning experience for you. And if you complete your project early, we can always give you more things and help you expand this project more. And whatever idea it is, you can build it. We've had all kinds of projects before. If you need some examples, check out our info video. And if you have great ideas but don't know where to start, this is the place to start, because we will help you figure out all the technical details to bring your project from a dream into reality. And most importantly, we provide the structure and the guidance to get you from that dream into the reality, because a lot of you incoming freshmen are not quite sure where you fit into this and how to take these ideas and build out fully fledged projects. So some other project information is that you'll fill out a form with your interests, and we'll make sure to pair you up with other students who are interested in similar things, as well as a mentor who knows that area and that tech stack. And then you'll come up with an idea and an MVP, which is a minimum viable product, which is basically the bare minimum project that you hope to complete this semester. And then there will also be a midterm and a final presentation where you'll show your progress so far in the course and see what your other students are working on with you. There will also be sprints the entire time, but we'll get into that later. So projects are going to start on Monday of week 3, and we'll send out more information about it next week so that you can fill out those project interest forms. But in the meantime, make sure that you start thinking about some ideas that you might want to do and maybe some areas that you want to work on. So let's talk about the syllabus, because it's very important that we're transparent and we're telling you everything that you need to know up front and ahead of time. So the syllabus can be found on the homepage of our CS196 website, which is cs196.cs.illinois.edu. And when you access it, you'll be able to see the syllabus button right on the main page and see the entire syllabus from that Google Doc. So what are the prerequisites, you might be wondering? You're not sure whether you have enough experience or anything else? There are no prerequisites. Seriously, you do not have to have any prior experience coding. You can start from scratch and we will place you in a project group where you are able to thrive. And vice versa, if you're coming in with a lot of experience, we will place you in a group where you're able to take your skills and learn more upon that. How about grading? Well, the big thing with grading is that we don't want you worrying about your grade, right? We want you to be learning about learning and having a good time with these projects and getting to play around with new technologies and explore, right? However, that's not how grade books work. So here's the breakdown. So your overall grade is mostly your project sprints, which are 2-week periods where your PM will basically tell us, hey, this is how our group's been doing, and we'll take a look at your overall and how you're doing in progressing as a group, and then we'll also take a look at your individual contributions to that group. And so that will make up 75% of your grade, but there is extra credit available. And then the next 20% is the project's code-based quality, right? How did this project actually finish? Did it run? Is someone else able to understand what's going on? And that kind of thing. And then finally, we have 5% for presentation attendance, which is whether or not you showed up to the presentations. It should be free points. We really want you to be able to see everyone else's projects, and it should be a really fun time. So for sprint grading, it's a matter of your project participation. Did you show up to the meetings? Your version control. Were you using modern Git practices? And don't worry, we'll talk about Git in a minute. And then, are you committing code from your machine and constantly updating the Scrum board as you would with Agile? And once again, we'll talk about those in a future lesson. So team communication is another big thing. We really, really want you to be talking with your team. So as you can see, that's 10% of your sprint grade. And that's hopefully free points, but it should be something that you're doing very regularly. Also, we have task completion, which makes up the largest portion of your sprint grade. And that's simply, did you get the work done or not, right? If not, if there was some extraneous circumstance, email myself or Eustace and maybe message your project manager and let us know, and we can work with you if it's an excused absence. And then finally, your task completion for yourself is just specifically you. Did you complete the task that you were trying to? Did you try to complete your task? Did you reach out if you were stuck? And all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's talk about office hours. Office hours are going to be held in our course Discord, and for project-related help, we're going to be releasing a list of all of our project managers' skills and abilities, and that will be the best way for you to get help in case your project manager is too busy. However, you can also set up one-on-one meetings with your project manager to figure out what works best for you. Now, the course forum I mentioned on the previous slide, here's the link to join. It's CS196-forum, just like CS124-forum.cs.illinois.edu. And all you have to do is sign in with your Illinois Gmail, once again, just like CS124. We want to make this process as seamless as possible. And this is where you're going to be posting regular sprint check-ins and other progress reports so that you are able to quantify how much you're doing. So, you might be wondering right now, this sounds great. I've heard nothing bad, and I'm looking forward to this course. And you're wondering, there must be a catch, right? The only catch is the workload, which at this point is not too bad anymore for a 1 credit hour course. In the past, CS196 used to require a lot more work, but now we've brought it down to about 2 to 3.5 hours a week, and that's a 1-hour project meeting where you meet with your project manager and the rest of your team, and then about 1.5 to 2.5 hours of work on your project itself every week. Now, keep in mind that this might go a little over, it might go a little under, depending on the week. So the next slide is very, very important, the information flow. This is a question of what is going to help you figure out what's going on in the course. The biggest thing is to join the course Discord. That's where we'll be sending out announcements. That's where you'll be meeting with your project group. That's where our office hours are held, and everything goes through the course Discord. However, there are some things that don't, and that's specifically the project group progress reports and the general course questions, which will be posted on the forum so that everyone can see them. Now, at this point, you might have noticed on our website or on the slide that this picture looks like a lot of fun, throwing paper airplanes in a big lecture hall. In the past, we used to be able to do this, but thanks to COVID and everything else going on, we are not in this lecture hall. I'm giving this asynchronously, and it's not the same. However, we want to simulate this as best as possible. So this tradition used to be that you would write down your project idea or some sort of idea that you wanted to look at for this semester. You'd write that down on a piece of paper, fold it up in a paper airplane, and throw it down to the course leads. However, since we can't do that in person, instead we're going to do the next best thing and use a paper airplane emoji. So if you join the course Discord, you'll notice that there's a channel that says ideas, and you'll be able to use this paper airplane emoji, which is paper, and throw an idea in there, and we'll be reading all of them and taking note, and we'll tune our project groups as best as we can to match the most popular things there. And finally, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the course Discord or the course forum. And if you're going to ask a general question that you think might be repeated a lot, please do it in the course forum, but you can also do it on the Discord if you think it's a little bit more of a niche question, and that's in the hashtag questions section. All right, that's been everything with the syllabus. I hope that you continue on with this course. It's a lot of fun. Eustace and I are really looking forward to this next iteration of 196, and we can't wait to meet all of you.